be reading the poem, Do You Believe? From the very first thing I ever wrote, The Dying God and Other Stories, the collection of short stories and poems, all set in the same universe, more or less. Do you believe? I was sitting in the sun, enjoying its bright warmth, when a shadow swept overhead, and I opened up my eyes to spy a rock, red of wing and gold of eye. Climb on, my friend, said he. There are forgotten things that you must see. Enchanted, I climbed aboard, and with a leap and a rustling wing went skyward. Look down, he said. Tell me all that you can see. Why, my house, cried I. My garden, my chair, the brook behind the lea, and of course, my most favourite tree. No sooner had I spoke than that very tree turned its trunk and waved up at me, with great sweeping arms shaped like greaves, made of living wood and fingers of leaves. Oh my, gasped I, and we climbed higher, up into the sky. The ground below turned a patchwork of green and grey, and the sky faded to the ending colours of the day. Into the clouds we rose, whereupon a sylph offered her hand. A giggle and she was gone, riding the winds without a care, while her sisters played havoc with my hair. A dip of steady wing, and we were gliding down again. O'er plains of tall grasses that rippled like waves as fairies fluttered by. A herd then caught my eye. Unicorns, cried I. Overland we glided still until we came across a marsh, whereupon the rock began to climb. I asked, why? He cocked his head and said, beware, Jenny Greenteeth lives there. Higher still across the hills and up a mountainside, until we came to the ice and snow, Yeti's home, his shaggy fur a perfect fit, and hard to find, for it is more afraid of you than you are of it. Higher still until faced with sheer cliff, whereupon the rock wheeled away. Here even majestic rocks fear to fly, refusing to climb the rocky steep. Here, I was told, was the mighty dragon's keep. Down we went again, o'er hill and valley and glen, until we reached the shore, where selkies bathed in the warmth of the sun, and mermaids waved one by one. We skimmed the waves awhile, enjoying the scent and spray, and guided by little men who rode fish that flew, when the rock tilted suddenly to the side, to avoid a sea serpent's jaws spread wide. With a screech and desperate flapping, we were up and away again. We were up again and away. Higher and higher we climbed once more, back to sylph and cloud, when suddenly the rock's wings were bowed. Down we plunged, down and down. I felt certain we were to crash, when my host spread his wings once more and circled lazily, as if it didn't happen, and then I saw my house again. I awoke with a start, sitting in my chair, with naught to show but a frightful tangle of hair. A glimmer and a tinkle turned my head, but I spied nothing more than a toadstool. Then I remembered. Fairies sit there in the evening cool. I frowned. Could it all have been a dream? That I had seen what I had seen? I spied a unicorn herd, and sylphs, mermaids, the monster? I saw an eagle, and then did I perceive a familiar voice that said, so, my friend, now do you believe? That was Do You Believe? From The Dying God and Other Stories. I will be back with the first short story from this book at some later date. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good afternoon.